This conference will now be recorded.
Hello, this is Novo Mana, and welcome to another session of the Technology Review Council. We're very pleased today to present, or not me presenting, thank God, but having James Taylor presenting Acadium. But I want to give recognition certain to one of our partners, and that is IREM, an outstanding HR technology association of which I am a member, a longtime member. And they have been very gracious in partnering with the Technology Review Council in both supporting us, bringing others to the table, and then also helping others to understand what we're trying to do here and showing off some very new and innovative thinking in the new world of HR technology. So, with that being said, James, you are on. You're on mute, sir.
Thank you, Nov. Well, thank you. Hi, my name's James. Thank you, Nov, for having me here today. Here to talk about Acadium and introduce the company and to talk about how we could possibly help anybody here today with digital marketing, whether it be through an apprentice or a freelancer. And just to give you sort of like a background overview on the company, how the platform and the programs work. I have a PDF that I can show you, and then we can jump on the platform just to sort of like so you can see in real life how it works. And then obviously, if anyone has any questions or during or at the end of it, I'm happy to answer any. And just pleasure to be here, and happy to take you through what Acadium is and how we could possibly help you. Without further ado, I guess I'll share my screen and bring up the PDF. Let's just open this up. So how does that look for everybody? Could everybody see that?
Yes, we're there.
No, it's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, we're good. That looks
We're
great.
good.
Excellent. So Acadium from Ottawa in Canada. That's where our head office is. We do have offices in Toronto, and as we're in this kind of new world, remote working is people globally that work for Acadium. I'm actually in England at the moment, as you can probably see from the dark, starry night behind me. I lived in Toronto the last 12 years and been obviously a part of Acadium there, and recently moved to England, and I'm very fond of my job in the company, so I'm still here. But yeah, as I said, from Ottawa, in Toronto, in Canada, been around from 2016. We've had over 120,000 students through the platform since then, and gone on to help over 55% of those apprentices, candidates who have joined, go on to find a job in digital marketing, either indirectly or directly with their mentor. So yeah, been doing it a while. The company's been growing, and I'm proud to be a part of it. What is Acadium? Basically, started with a belief that anyone, anywhere, should be able to get the skills and experience that they need to start their career without barriers like price, schedule, location, kind of getting in their way. Our goal is to accelerate the economic mobility by enabling anyone to launch and build a career for free. Obviously, this is more directed at the students, this part, but yeah, anybody globally can join and apply to be an apprentice at Acadium. We do have partnerships with schools all over North America, which is where the majority of by design, where the majority of our candidates and sort of students are from. But you can also apply, outside of North America, and as long as you have experience, you're at or finished school in digital marketing. These apprentices are typically at the beginning of their career who join, but we do have a whole host of interesting people that join to be an apprentice here at Acadium. How we can help. So the apprentices learn basic marketing through a variety of free courses and tasks on our platform, whilst they're waiting to meet a mentor. And then if they get the chance and they get matched with a mentor, they get a 3 months internship with that business, obviously getting the experience that they need. We're talking about building their resume up, adding to their portfolios, just adding to experience so they can help them in their career moving forward. Mentors, business owners, entrepreneurs, people like yourself here today, you can find marketing talent for any budget. So we have the apprentices, like I said, it's a much more affordable way, a small membership fee to join either quarterly or annually, and you get matched with vetted candidates to help you So you can delegate tasks out to them, save yourself some time, market and scale your company. That's with the vetted match. So you bring them on, and obviously you're going to be able to scale and save yourself some time, scale your business. Freelancers, they're going to be able to execute and optimize your marketing projects. So if you bring a freelancer on, this is somebody who has been awarded the freelance badge, who we know to be a certain quality, and like the apprentices, they've had to pass an interview and show us their portfolios and certifications to get into the pool. So the freelancers is new here at Acadium. We've only been doing it I think it's about 6 months, but it's going really well and it's growing very fastly. So yeah, basically we recruit meticulously and vet talented freelancers so they can be ready to add value from day one. That's the ways that we can help, first of all, the students as apprentices, and then you as a mentor with either apprentice or freelancers. What do we help with? So it's digital marketing directly, anything under the umbrella of digital marketing. I see this, it's kind of poorly organized actually, what it looks like, but it's pretty messy. But yeah, so I mean, we've got SEO, paid advertising, email marketing. So I mean, I don't need to read them all. I know you can all see them and read, but certainly some of the most popular ones: social content, graphic design, video editing, email marketing. These are very popular ways that entrepreneurs or business owners like yourself bring on an apprentice that you can delegate tasks to, and you can get a lot of value from. Probably the biggest one is really social media content. Someone coming on, obviously it's your value, your methodology, your company, but you're going to bring on an apprentice, have weekly meetings with them, decide the content calendar, discuss what's coming up and what's been passed, and they're going to go ahead and execute your mission, your campaign across your platforms, which, as you all know, saves you time. And personally, myself, I'm very fond of spending a lot of time on social media, even though it's essential for business. So it's a fantastic way to utilize an apprentice or a freelancer, depending on your budget and what you need to be done in your company at the time. So yeah, once again, all of these are very popular categories that we can help anybody with, whether it be an apprentice or a freelancer. How it works for the apprentices, not so much. I won't really go through this slide, but this is really aimed at the apprentices. But basically, they join up, as I said, they pass an interview, and they give 10 hours a week over a 12-week period, so they can still work or study, but then also get the opportunity to work with talented people such as yourself and further their career as well as either study or survive. How it works for mentors. So what we would do, typically we have a call between someone like myself and you, the business owner, to get to know each other, give you the overview like we're doing here today, talk about what is that you need in terms of, to help market and scale your company. And, from there, we're going to sort of like build an idea of how an apprentice could come on and help you with your digital marketing. So creating a profile is really easy. Basically log in. I'll show you the platform later. Make a profile. There's an apprentice request sheet that you submit, and basically indicating what you need in terms of roles and what type of candidate that you're looking for. You submit that form. We go to our talent pool. We search it for someone who's got the best value, who can add to your project. Obviously, they've been vetted in interviews, as I said, and then we're going to match you. And we introduce you, and you get a chance to interview them before agreeing to move forward. So, as I said, it's 10 hours a week over a 3-month period. The mentorship aspect, we do say 1 to 2 hours, but in reality, as long as you are giving value back to the apprentice as well, it can be quite organic. So as long as you're giving a bit of guidance and feedback on a weekly basis to the apprentice surrounding general business and the tasks that you've assigned them, that's what they're looking for. That's fantastic. It's just that, somebody come in and say, hi, can you build my website, and see you in 3 months. That's what we want them to feel a bit of a part of it. They can join in on marketing meetings, general huddles, feel a bit of part of the company. And obviously you're going to set them off on those tasks and just expect a little bit of feedback and guidance along the way. How it works with freelancing, similar to the apprentice, in the way that we have a talent pool, like I mentioned, and you would have a a call with someone like myself or an onboarding specialist here at Acadium, the call goes a bit more in depth in this meeting in terms of really finding out exactly what you need and your ideas in campaign. So we would sit together, really go through what you want to achieve in your digital in your company as a campaign, and we do have different tiers of freelancers. So 1 to 3, 1 being the highest, they're priced accordingly, and 3 being the lowest. So someone at level 3 can come in and execute on your strategies. You're going to delegate to them, and they're going to go and execute to professional standard. Tier 1, somebody's going to come in, they're going to be a rock star, someone who's going to be able to build up a campaign from the marketing campaign from the ground up, and really add a great deal of value and really push the envelope for you. And tier 2 is somewhere in between. So like I said, yeah, we have the interview, we find out what you need, the type of person, how long you need them for, and we work out your budget, and then go and match you and assign you a freelancer. And the same as the apprentice, you do get a chance to interview them, spend a bit of time with them, ask them a bit more about themselves, maybe see their portfolios, and then decide if you'd like to go ahead and start that arrangement with them. So you would start with an hourly rate. It's anywhere from $20 an hour to $60 and above. Once again, depends on what type of help you're looking for, how hands-on and how hands-off you want to be, and of course your budget. And then we would work together on a strategy with the team here at Acadium and the freelancer, set you up, off you go, and then support you through that as well, making sure that you're getting value as you're a member here at Acadium. Why Acadium? It's just easy, fast, and affordable. That's what we're trying to do, trying to answer any question in digital marketing at all that you might have. Acadium Mentor Plan. So this is the actual pricing when it comes to the apprenticeship programs, as you would be a mentor, not in a freelance relationship. So the quarterly is $4.99 US. In that time, you're getting 1 apprentice, 10 hours a week, over 12 weeks, so you get 120 hours. And you're looking at, if you were to do the math in between that, you're looking at just over $4 an hour for vetted, supported digital marketing help. Annual is a way better deal. It's much more value, obviously a bit more upfront cost, but you're just looking just under 2K USD, and you actually get double the time for the same price. So you're getting 2 apprentices. You would fill 2 apprentice sheets out, bring them on. They'll be working on an array of different projects, 20 hours a week instead of 10. Multiply that over the year. I think it's 960 hours annually. It works out to be just $2 a year. Each apprentice commits 12 weeks to you. So the quarterly is simple. 12 weeks. It is a subscription. Once you finish that original 12 weeks, you get a choice to either continue or pause or cancel your membership. Some people use us continuously. Some people just have a project they want help to get over the line. It depends on exactly what you need. With the annual, it's worth saying throughout the year, you could have 8 apprentices. You could have still 2. You might meet the first 2. If you and the apprentice are both happy with the arrangement and you want to continue and they want to continue, you can carry on throughout the year with them. If you're not sure, you want to try somebody else, you might in the first year, in the first quarter, you might have someone that you want to maybe build your website and SEO up, and that's most important to you, and you get a couple of apprentices to do that. Second quarter, let's build the foundations for our social media platforms. Obviously a different skill set, different apprentice, you can go in and accomplish that in the second quarter with different. It really comes down to what, obviously we all have campaigns and ideas, but annual is great for that. So you could really work through different projects of digital marketing is best you can. So there's a lot of flexibility and movement, and really there's low cost, low commitment, even both of them, to accelerate your digital marketing. So Acadium freelancing plans, I did touch on this briefly earlier. As I said, tier 3, execute, entry-level freelancer, work within existing marketing channels, range 20 to 30 US. Optimize, number 2 level, mid-level freelancer, optimize new marketing channels, range from 30 to 50 US dollars an hour. And then the number 1, as I said, there's rock stars, senior freelancer, build marketing strategies from the ground up. You're looking at 50 to 100 USD. And we do really utilize all of those levels, those tiers between different companies, as I said, in terms of what you actually need. But yeah, that kind of summarizes that. There is a QR code that will, if you want to scan it, it will take you to the website. Obviously, I'm going to give you a link as well and everything. But yeah, that's the presentation today for that.
Right.
Maybe I'll take some questions now and come off of share.
Sure.
I did come off. I'm off of share. Am I no? Yeah, and then I can obviously show you the platform and how it all works shortly. But yeah, happy to field any questions about that. I know it's a lot of information, but yeah, if anybody has any questions at all, yes, open it up for a few minutes, and if not, I can crack on with the platform.
So James, I've got a number of questions, but then this crowd knows I have questions all the time. So
Yeah, I
let
wouldn't
me
expect anything else.
let me first ask the audience if they have anything they'd like to ask of you, and I'm watching the chat as well. So far, nobody's putting anything in there, so I'll ask if you have a question for James. Just please open up your mic and go ahead and ask that. I'll wait a few seconds to see if anything happens there. Okay, James, I'm going to pepper you with a couple of things, but I think from a, shall we say, foundational perspective. Um, so let's talk it from the standpoint. Do you screen any of the folks coming to the platform? In other words, is there kind of a minimum set of experience? I understand the interns certainly are looking for that experience, but is there kind of a level of education, a discipline that I'm in school
Yeah,
for? What? So, yeah, go
yeah,
ahead,
for
please.
sure. So with the apprentices, like I said, they have to prove that they're either at school or finished school in digital marketing. So they're on the, they're on the pathway to become a digital marketer. We also, they have to pass an interview just to really prove that they are generally motivated, professional candidates that can respect a business owner's time and, to make sure that they're available for those 10 hours a week and to be on time. And and we have people here that just, interview candidates throughout the whole day just to get them in the platform. It's always moving the talent pool, and as well as once they've joined the talent pool, as I mentioned earlier, they do coursework and tasks, so they're always monitored, whether it be tasks, coursework, and prior apprenticeships that they've done. So they all get internal ratings to prove themselves in order to get a match with a mentor,
Okay,
to put themselves higher up the league table to get matched. So
right.
yeah, we do, I think I answered the question. That's how we vet and manage who comes into the talent pool.
Right. Thank you. I'm looking at Dennis's question, so I'm going to ask it with not providing an answer. He's asked, is it a learning platform we're looking at in Canadian Acadium? Is it matching platform, or is it a management platform?
It's a good question. I would say it's matching. We're bringing people together for a common goal, really. That, well, not maybe not a common goal, but sort of like individual goals. So the apprentice gets the chance to, as I said, give themselves a shot. You can, even if you've qualified, you come out of school and you're applying to jobs. We all know how hard it can be. Sorry, sir or miss, you haven't got any experience. This is a great way for them to build up their
Right.
CVs. LinkedIn, a lot of our mentors post on their LinkedIn, to just support the apprentices through into their regular career. It really helps them. Like I said, 55% of those people have gone on to find work after one apprenticeship with us.
Right. And you actually have answered Dennis's third question here. Can I hire them when they're available? And in other words, I've used them an intern. I love what they're doing. I want one of them. I want that person.
Yeah, so
And the
that's
answer is absolute.
that's the other good thing about Acadium. So that membership fee that you for an apprentice, that's it. That's the only thing you pay. So if you do end up finding a great member of staff, you can simply just end your relationship with Acadium, pause or cancel your subscription, and begin a private agreement with that candidate. We'd love to hear about it if that happens, so we can share the good news of you guys, a mentor finding a quality member of staff, and then obviously an apprentice finding a way into the job market. So yeah.
I will certainly extend a thought process that says, based on what Dennis was saying here. So I get hired on because I went through Acadium. I did a couple of really good projects, and finally somebody hired me directly. I would in a sense hope that those people come back as mentors. Truly,
Yeah, that would
I
be
mean, why
awesome.
not? Why not? I mean, it's a good experience. They've gone through it personally, and they can probably even give some very good tips and hints on, like I say, some of the basics. Make
Yeah,
sure you're there on time, delivering deliverable. If you have questions, ask those questions. Don't drag things on, and so on. Like I said, there's some very good tips just being a mentor. I do have still some more, but I want to get one more perspective. And Dennis, I think the answer to your question about are they being paid, given academic credit, or both? So when you're
yeah,
talking about the interns, they are not being paid. They are
yeah,
actually donating their time through the process, and if you will, getting your mentorship time as a payback. But the freelancers certainly are being paid.
yeah. Correct. No, yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Yeah, I like I say, I'm a real believer in your program. Program. So again, let me check again. Graphic design in your Word cloud.
Yeah, so
Graphic designs. Yeah, if you don't mind
it's
explaining that, what does that mean
yeah,
to you?
it's proved very popular actually. Even in the last 6 months, it's become one of the most popular ones. That and video editing. So we've had to actually really try and go and outsource new. We managed to sort of like up the platform now, but a lot of businesses are finding that very very handy, especially with like Instagram and stuff like this, where people can just jump on Canva and make some simple but effective graphics and use them to create quality content. So graphic design is very popular here,
Yeah.
and it's something that we've had to work hard to ensure we have enough people in the pool. But at this point, we found a way to increase that, and it's yeah, very popular. And I've even used an apprentice for another company.
Mm.
That I own for that exact reason, social content graphic design, and it saves me a lot. It does. I'm not on Canva at midnight creating graphics, so that's very valuable to me. So it's been yeah, like I would certainly, and even my wife is an entrepreneur. She's a nutritionist herbalist, and she uses Acadium apprentices to help her run her
Yeah.
platforms, because it can be obviously very time consuming.
Yeah. We definitely, I have seen, and I've been personally solicited many times by companies who are looking for startups to help design logos. Logos are really that first point of contact with the public in your website or your logo on a card or whatever you want to call it, even on in Instagram or whatever, or TikTok, whatever. You want something that people are going to remember you. And I think the logo is, if it isn't saying what you're doing well, or it doesn't at least connote something of what you're trying to sell, you missed the boat.
Well, that
But then
initial
again,
impression is priceless, isn't it? That moment that you get to make an impression with that, to get that feeling across, or that concept you only get one chance, so
yeah.
it's very crucial.
Now, unfortunately, because we live in the digital world, I'll make this comment, and again, since I get to run this, I get to make these kind of strange comments. But I would challenge the statement that you and I are making that the logo is a very important aspect, because I don't know what a Google is, a Xerox, a Canon, an HP, but those are living legends out there of brands. General Mills,
Yeah,
what does that mean? So, but the point of it is, in this digital world, that first blush, that visual, is something that really needs to kind of brand in people's mind. And so I think, again, I see a lot of startups coming your way. I'm hoping that want to start a presence out there in the digital world. So that's a good place
yeah.
to be. Um, so you mentioned classes for the interns. So my question to you is, are they certified by any sense by taking the classes you
Yeah,
offer?
they receive certification, yeah, and even on, like, I see it on my friends, I see it on LinkedIn all the time because I obviously am involved in the company. But yeah, always free students posting certification and stuff like that from Acadium, um, which is obviously very valuable to them. Yeah.
Right. And like I say, I have a whole lot of questions, but I'm hoping I'm putting a nice foundation to the basis of your thinking. That so, what are the interns looking for from a mentor? In other words, I'm not a marketer, so can I
Yeah.
be a mentor somebody here? Are they looking for things outside of just the marketing mentorship or the business mentorship, or what?
Yeah, so you don't know, like we do, like you said, like do you vet your apprentices? We also vet the mentor, right? So they have to be, you don't have to be a digital marketing expert. You know, if you have a company and you have a clear idea of what you want to achieve, um, in digital marketing and you have some experience in digital marketing or just the concepts and ideas, then that's enough for you to be a mentor to bring somebody on. Like I said, obviously the mentoring aspect is generally around the area, and you're going to give them your personal, feedback and guidance.
Hmm.
Even if you're not an expert, you're still the business owner, someone who it's a valuable experience for them.
And some of those
Um,
people may very much go on their own and become a freelancer, if you will. So the business
yeah,
expertise
so
is
we
valuable. Yeah.
that's something that as well that we're like if we have an apprentice that is doing exceptionally well and they apply to be a freelancer, then we're going to look at it. And obviously I think we've had one or two that have gone up and made the jump from apprentice to freelancer already, which is
Hmm.
fantastic. But obviously we see more and hope and see more and more of that happening over the coming months and years.
I heard you say the word video editing, which I apologize if I didn't look at the cloud closely enough. But do you also provide anything like writing blogs? In other words, I have an idea, but I'm
Yes,
not a good writer, and so on.
yeah.
So
So I will like with that would fall under content, and we a lot of people blog copyright. So it's a big ask from our mentors here at Acadium, and I very transparent always. It depends. Well, first of all, when we do match you as well, like it's not I will show you, but basically there's other questions about your industry and your interests to help
hmm.
us match you with a like-minded person or someone who's interested in your industry, wants to be in it, because obviously when it comes to writing, depending on your business and your industry, if you have someone write about it, you need to know a little bit about it. So I would say, yeah, with an apprentice, there are that you can find success, but freelancers for that, if you really want someone who can come in and do a proper job, freelancers is a guaranteed way. Well, maybe I won't use the word guaranteed, but it's
Let's
a
just
full,
say
you know,
the most appropriate way to get it
yeah, it's the
done,
most
right?
appropriate
It's,
way to
yeah.
get the best out of Acadium, I would say. Honestly, there's certain tasks that an apprentice can do, and you can reap the rewards of the affordable membership and get that value. But then obviously, if somebody is maybe not too sure about marketing, hasn't too much of an idea, but is just kind of looking for results, sometimes you have to invest in bringing a professional to at
Hmm.
least lay these foundations or get these projects completed to a professional level. So we yeah, between the two areas, we try to answer all those questions.
So you touched upon something I was going to ask a question. So do you have the opportunity? Can I bring a freelancer in to set the groundwork, the framework of something, and maybe use interns for the execution of a
Yeah,
project?
someone's it's becoming more and more popular. I just had a
Yeah,
call with someone yesterday
it's
who's doing that.
cost
Yeah,
consideration and maybe timing and such. But yeah, it just strikes me what you're doing is creating teams that can be easily brought and affordably brought to the table to do a marketing campaign or something of that nature.
yeah, exactly. Like someone, like I said, just yesterday did that exact thing, hired a freelancer. I've got a call scheduled with him in 2 months' time to bring on an apprentice, and he's actually gonna keep that freelancer on to then manage that apprentice. So it's like a whole, yeah. So like that would be, that would be fantastic if that's the case. But yeah, that's his aim and his goal, and he's and people have done it before, but like I said, just yesterday, someone
Yeah,
signed up to
perfect.
achieve.
Yeah,
Yeah,
your flexibility of the platform is, I think, what I'm striving for is that you are allowing us to use a pool of very talented people and those that maybe not have the greatest experience but a great deal of desire and put it together little teams. And
yeah,
like I say, affordability is part of it. My last question to you, because then I want you to take us to the platform if you don't mind, unless there's something out in the audience. I don't want to keep going on, but the last one is, so what is it the freelancers and the interns themselves would get out of the process other than the experience? So you and I talked a little bit, I'm touching upon it. I heard you say a little bit about maybe a rating system, referenceability. It strikes me that if I were really going to do something nice for an intern, I might go out if they have a LinkedIn profile and put
exactly.
my reference there, or my skills assessment
Yeah,
out there.
yeah.
Do you have other things in the works that would help to really build that person when they go to, in a sense, go for a job?
Yeah, so that's exactly that. So like once the apprenticeship's complete and it's time to, maybe the mentor doesn't, need to continue in that moment in time. But yeah, like we said, so they can add that to their resume. They can add that work to their portfolio. The mentor is encouraged to give them, recommendations on LinkedIn, connect and, bring them into their, community where, indirectly or directly, they might be able to find an opportunity within that particular community or industry where they were working. And yeah, it's very valuable, and we even have apprentices who sign up who are, fully qualified, maybe have their own company, already have a digital marketing job, but just, willing to put 10 hours in a week just to sort of like, dip their feet in other areas and see what else is out there, meet other
Hmm.
people. They might want to maybe change the industry they're working in. So some people find some real, top talent for a very affordable price because of just that, what I mentioned. It's a great way to sort of like, it's a low commitment. It's the same as you guys. We all know what it takes to go and hire somebody to find them, source them, put the job post up, interview a load of people, and then bring them
Yep.
on. And then 3-month probation. It's very time consuming. This is a very low commitment way to sort of like meet new possible members. And we do have a lot of people as mentors who just use us to find talent um, on a regular basis.
So, James, I lied. I did have my last question, but you just said something that just really struck me nicely. So I go back to Dennis's first question: Is this a learning platform, a matching platform, or a management platform? I almost consider that maybe what you are is a sourcing platform for marketing. In
Yeah,
other words, if I were my model for consulting is I hire contractors to do the work I'm doing the work to go find the deals. It's on my letterhead. I do these things for people. My clients are there, but I bring the right staff based on their experience and the needs of the client. And what a great place if I were a marketing person who had a one-person shop that's looking for contractors to do different engagements. Coming to you would be a smart idea. Is that a correct assumption, or am I missing something in there?
no, yeah, definitely, I agree. Yeah, like certainly is like yeah, we are sourcing. Like I said, it's very time consuming for business to find people, and this is something that we can take off your hand and achieve for you with you spending very little time doing it. Like I'll show you the platform now, but it's very simple, dynamic process to get involved and become a member, submit your form, and begin and get to those projects that you just quite can't get to, or
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
typically that's why social media and content is so popular because it typically is the one aspect where a business owner just isn't, maybe putting the quality in the time it needs.
Hmm.
And exactly like it's, we social media is such a big thing in our life now, and maybe even personally we spend time on it. So as a business owner, it's difficult to put that time and effort into it. And I mean, so many consultants and marketers that do this for, they're hired to do this for companies, but it's their own company. They bring on apprentices to help because
Exactly.
it's always that last step. But people, we all know how powerful it can be,
Yeah.
growing your community and the engagement within that community, brand awareness. It's a key way to scale your company.
I'm gonna. I don't want to ruin your premise or anything you're doing, so please correct me if I'm completely wrong. But I'm curious if you had the ability to post contract jobs or opportunities on your site for your population as a recruiter, could I post something in your world?
So there is something called tasks that we haven't talked about today because I didn't really mention it because it's in beta mode as well. Like we're still testing it, but it is available. So if you're a member, if you're either using a freelancer or having an apprenticeship um, membership, we have a board, the task board, where you can submit micro tasks onto this job board where apprentices from the pool come and submit the work. Like say, okay, I need a content calendar built. And you can give the information, post the job, and the apprentices come in and they all complete the job, and you get to pick your best work that you like, and then take it and then give them a review. And that's another way that helps them, get to the top of the pile to get a match. So
Beautiful.
there,
Yeah.
it is kind of there. We're sort of testing it, and it's a free service at the moment, so it's like another way to get value as a member here at Acadium. To get
Well,
little micro jobs done, or some people even use blogs. Yeah, I just want a little newsletter or blog written about this subject. It's my company background. Post a job on the board. Someone from the talent pool will see it, complete the work, and send it to you, and that's can be
right.
very very
And I
valuable.
want to
So
make I want to sure that I'm not in a sense changing your business model or even suggesting it. I need to be a member. I need to be a member of Acadium, i.e., paying a fee to be a member as an employer to do that. But once I'm there, I have a great deal of flexibility and a great pool of people to choose from.
yeah,
Yeah.
no,
Okay. I just want to be
exactly.
very clear. But no, I think personally, I think it's a really good model. In fact, I may be back on your doorstep very soon. We have a lot of conferences coming up in this year if things are going to pan out the way they're looking. So let me let you get back to the system. My apologies. I've
Sure,
kind
yeah,
of
no, I
dominated
can.
that conversation.
Just to yeah, thank you for those questions. No, I really appreciate it. Just to finish off here, happy to show you how you would begin and get your apprenticeship model moving. Um, like I said, we try to make it as quick and dynamic. Is my screen being shared now? Is that on? No.
Not yet. Not yet.
What happened there then? Share. Oh, here we go.
There we go. Perfect.
Okay, great. So this is our website. You can see at the top here for business, you have your apprentices, freelancers, and then tasks. So that's what I just mentioned. Once you're a member, you can use the tasks, crowdsource for quick and simple marketing tasks, exactly how I just explained. Apprenticeship, I'll show you shortly. The freelancers is really easy. Basically, you just log on to, you click the freelance, make a business profile. You deposit 200 US dollars, which if everything works out, goes towards the hourly rate. That gets the wheels in motion for us to go and find the freelancer to put in front of you. Really simple. The call prior to that is where we take all the information, as I said, and then once you deposit and begin your membership as a freelancer, that's when we'll go on and like I said, begin the search before we end up introducing you to the freelancer. With the apprenticeships here, it's really simple, 3 easy steps. So you log in, you tell us what you're looking for. As I mentioned, alluded to it a few times, this is a apprentice request sheet where you're going to build the type of candidate you're looking for and the work you need help with. So categories, this is all the categories I showed you earlier as well. Each apprentice we only ask goes over 3 areas. You are unable to pick 4. So there's a lot of common groupings. Like I said earlier, social content graphic is very popular. Some people use like email automation in like searched ads or something like that. Another one is like influencers, PR, and for example. So as I said, we're going to build out what we're looking for, pick the categories, give us an indication of the certain tasks, let the apprentice know perks, we call it, but sort of like, maybe they, the company that they're going to be involved in, tools they're going to have access to, the network, just to sort of like, sweeten up the apprentice to be excited to come onto your team. Additional notes here, you can write anything from, hey, I live in LA, I'd like someone in LA, to, oh, I've got a WordPress website, and if someone's got experience in WordPress, fantastic, just helps us with the match. And then here is where you would like the candidate to be from. So as I said, the majority by design is in North America because our biggest market is North America, US mainly. But we do have talent further afield, and you are able to pick where you would like that talent to be from, and they're all English speaking. Obviously, something else that we check in the interview. So you would submit that form, answer 1 or 2 more questions about your industry and interest to help us find a like-minded person. Number 2, you submit that, we go to the talent pool, we find someone who fits the bill, who can add the best value. That can take 1 to 5 days. At the moment, it's happening a lot quicker. We're trying to get it down and guarantee a 4-hour match time in business hours. So we're close. At the moment, it's like a day to get a match. and then we introduce you. You get to interview them before agreeing to move forward. If you're happy with the person, you just agree on a start time and then you begin, and that's when the 12-week clock begins. If you're unsure for some reason, it happens that you're not sure with that candidate, you can just request a new candidate and we'll send you someone new ASAP. It's a really easy process, like I said, to get the ball rolling. And then the pricing, for some reason it wasn't working here. As I said, we went over it earlier, but this is just a website where you can revisit and look at the pricing to make sure and decide which one you would like. So yeah, that is it's really straightforward. I did say, like, and I know you've been a valued customer of ours already. So yeah, it's really simple to get the ball rolling. And from my side, I'm here to answer any questions either today or I can put my calendar link in the chat here. If anyone wants to book a call, it's just obviously please book a call with me. I'll put my email in there too. And obviously I'm here to have a discussion with anyone if you like. And then last thing I'll say as well is that happy to offer anybody here today or a friend of Nov a 10% discount as well, just to begin and become a part of Acadium.
So, James, please let me know if somebody calls. I didn't know I had any friends out there. No.
Okay. Love it.
And if you get strangers calling, still call them a friend. No,
Okay,
I was just giving you a tough time. So, any other further questions from anyone in the audience? And I want to close with a very little question, but please feel free to either put in the chat or open up the mic if you wish to. I'll wait for a second or so. Okay, so James, here's what I'm going to ask this audience to do. And we have a lot of people in this Technology Review Council, and like I say, many people are going to see the link back to this, but I'm going to put this in my link back there. How can the Technology Review Council, i.e. the audience, help Acadium? What can we do to help you? Can we refer interns to you? Can we refer freelancers? Can we come and use you? Which would be a very nice idea as well. And how can we help you grow? What can we do?
Yeah, well, any of the above would be, greatly appreciated. Obviously, if you're in need of, not everybody is, and I totally understand that. If you are in need of possibly an apprentice or a freelancer, fantastic. I'm here to talk to you and help you guide through it to see if it is the right decision for you. If you have, someone in a friend or family or in the community who is, in digital marketing and maybe they're looking or trying to find a way, obviously, I've even, recommended friends in my circle to just join and be an apprentice. And obviously, if some of you guys have, if you have your communities or you might be consultants or have your own groups and you might have someone in your business community that maybe needs something like this or worth a discussion, then of course it would be greatly appreciated if you could offer up this option to help them solve their woes.
Right. And as I say, I think one of the I see it all the time. In fact, I would say the Technology Review Council is based on the fact that people are being entrepreneurs. And
Yeah.
I think that anybody who's looking to start up a business, they're going to be focused on the product or the service, their knowledge, and it may not be marketing. So I can't think of a better place to go except come see you at Acadium and basically from there. All righty. Any last questions? Any observations? Like I say, I like what you've done in terms of the perspective of the platform. I think you have a great deal of extendability. I will ask you the question, obviously, from a founder, CEO, and the thinker behind this whole process. Are you going to expand this to other disciplines?
Yeah, so that is, I think, the goal. Even within digital marketing, as it changes, we've expanded. So influencers, PR is a new one, affiliates. But yeah, so once we want to be experts in that field. So a lot of the company people who work for Acadium, the owners, are all they're well versed in digital marketing. So it's an area that we want to kind of dominate. And then once that's been achieved, then of course we'll look at other areas and add other aspects. We do. We take it into account. Like just recently, market research, who I wouldn't really say was digital marketing, is something that just keeps popping up. So it's being reviewed, and maybe it's something that we can add, to answer those needs. And we're kind of doing that, naturally as they come up.
So this will warm your heart. I see Meta's comment in there, and again, she is a dynamic person. She is new to our IREM board. I had the pleasure of meeting her last year, and it's just a dynamic lady. So she's looking to connect with you and talk to you about a couple of things. And then I just got an email, believe it or not, from somebody who's in our technology council. Said I can't make the session, but if there's a recording, I really would like to see the platform. I think we'd use it.
Okay,
And
cool.
this is a lady who owns a consulting firm that I know very well. So, again, I think you hit a very nice spot, a sweet spot, if you will. Like I say, I think we need to commit, if we can, to keep you in our back pocket when we run into people who are looking for things and say, do you know about Acadium? Let's make that happen. All right.
Yeah.
Well, James, again, thank you very much. I appreciate you taking all my questions too. I feel like
No,
I
happy
peppered
to.
you
Happy
with that
to.
last time.
Yeah, it's greatly appreciated. Like I said, pleasure. You're such a gentleman, and I think I forget who said it earlier, but you do have a radio voice, something that I mean, very calming, trustworthy voice. No, I
Well, thank you
follow
very
you
much.
into
Like
battle for
Dennis
sure.
says, I have a face for silent films, right? Or however he said it, a voice for science films and a face for radio.
Yeah, you could even introduce the films, like starring,
Yeah,
Leonardo
that's right.
DiCaprio. You could be that. You could be that guy as well.
That's right. In a
Fantastic voice.
galaxy far, far away, right?
Yeah, perfect. Even better. Yeah, yeah, love it.
So I'm going to do something I normally do not do, but in our chat is your calendar. So I'm going to say, and anybody's watching the video, if you go to https://calendly, calendly.com/Acadium dash business slash James. You can set up an appointment with James Taylor, and he will be more than, I guarantee you, he's very, very open to having meetings for any nature because he's really, really exploring and wanting to make a couple of things. So, yeah, whatever you'd like to do. And I see, Eric, you just posed a quick question. Does your agreement with your contributors release them from all rights on the material produced?
Let's have a look. Oh yeah. Okay,
Yes.
Eric. All release them all
It's
rights.
kind of intellectual property. If I hire somebody, I don't want them going out using what they produced for me.
Yeah. So when it comes to that, like there is like a labor contract that when you start your apprenticeship that you both sign agreeing to the unpaid apprenticeship. Um, and I honestly, I don't, I would go back, Eric, and double check this. It's not something I can directly answer now, but I think in some companies who have the reason get the apprentices to sign an NDA as well before they
Mm-hmm.
begin, which is totally fine, and a few
Mm-hmm.
people do. But like once you bring on the apprentice, it really is you managing it,
Right.
and how you would sort of like manage and look after your staff. But it's a good question, Eric, and something I should probably know. So I'll look at that and I'll get back to you for sure. But
Yeah, you certainly can come back to me, and I'll just publish that for
yeah,
everybody as well. And I think that certainly the apprentice or the intern is one of those things. That certainly the same thing would happen with a freelancer, and I suspect that you already have a kind of a standard contract that as a
yeah.
member I would be signing with the freelancer, but setting the rates, the deliverables, all those things. So pretty much vetted. But if you would check on that one as well, because
Yeah,
for the
of
same
course, no,
reason,
will do. And
yeah,
like I said, I'm pretty sure, like you said, within the agreement, it's obviously it's taken care of there. But
yeah.
I know we just rewrote the agreement, and so I haven't read the new agreement yet. So that's why I don't want to just guarantee.
Yeah,
I don't want
good
to
question,
guarantee.
Eric. Very
Yeah.
nice. Very nice. All righty. Any other questions? Gone? Okay. Well, James, again, thank you very, very much. Folks in the TRC audience, again, thank you for continuing to keep us alive here and going. And if you will, because of all of the stuff that other vendors who've done Tasu here are saying, you got to be in front of the TRC. I have a really long list of people I'm bringing to the table. So you'll see many, many more of these coming up. And James, the very best of luck, and we'll be talking. I will, as you grow your platform. I'll get this out. as you grow the platform and things change, feel free to reach out, or we'll come and see you in 6 months or so and say, hey, come back and show us what you got going.
Yeah.
More
Happy to.
success to produce, I'm sure.
Be my
All
pleasure.
righty. Thank you very much, everyone. Take good care. Talk to you soon.
Good night.
Bye.